Okay, so we're gonna take these out of the paper towels, and if you look at them, they should be much drier, and so they will support themselves a little bit more and not just like completely collapse. Okay, so this is the consistency we want them to be at. This is called leather hard, and so they're not going to fall apart, but they're soft enough that you can score and slip things together. And so what we're going to do, which is going to amaze some people, is we are scoring and slipping these walls together. Okay, so if you look at it this way, we are trying to get this wall to match up with this one. Okay, and there is a gap, I understand that, and there will be a gap like right down here. Okay, so that means that the wall of this pot is going to have to bend. This will end up bending in, and this will end up bending out, and every wall will do that. Okay, so this is why you need somebody to help you, and you also need your coils scored and slipped before you get started, so you don't have to like wait any longer. Okay, so like these, I could get them ready over here. Okay, and make sure that they're ready to go when you have everything combined. Okay, so I have that scored and slipped. I'm ready with those. If you look at this, I am having these two walls touch. Okay, so I'm going to need to score and slip the side of this one, okay, and the back of this one. So this will make it real fast, but make sure you actually get some texture in there, okay? You shouldn't just, like, that's not gonna do it, okay? There needs to be something there for it to grab onto. And then you don't want to paint it away when you put the slip on top of this. You want it to like Velcro together. So you just want to dot this on. And then you are going to have to put a little bit of pressure on this to get those, you think about the little teeth and Velcro, like to get them to combine and join together. So I'm going to hold this upright. Let's see if I can put this where you can see it. And I'm going to, like, these should be level at the top. I'm going to push right here and tack this on, okay, because this is where it is level at the top. And then this bottom part will move together. So if you look here, this has moved together at the base, and then this one will push and go together up here. Okay, so let's look at this a little closer. This should be a 90-degree right here. Most of the time, the bottom of this looks like a triangle, or the top of a triangle. And so what needs to happen is you need to pull this apart. And so this will make this wall come out more. Okay, and so this is where it comes in handy, where you have a friend that's going to hold these up while you get this coil inside. Okay, because you're going to have to go in and score and slip this. Okay, and I have a little bit of extra slip in there, but I'm still going to put some where I can score and slip this in. I already have these ready, so I can take one of these. And then you really have to work together to have somebody hold like back here, because if you press too hard, you can pop that seam back apart. So I'm holding back here and pressing this together. The other thing to think about is my top is bigger, okay, than the bottom. So it could be easier to put this together the opposite way, right? Where you have the bottom at the top and the top at the bottom, at least for the time being, because we're putting this together like a tube. Okay, we're not putting the base on yet. We're putting it together where it's just has an opening all the way through, so you can flip it back and forth and get to the bottom through the bottom of it, or get to the top through the top. Okay, so I've pushed my coil in here. I do want to make sure that I press and this really gets pushed into it. And if you look, let me go ahead and show you this. The wall looks like this. It's curved. Do you see that? It's not straight up and down anymore. Okay, and that's what makes this go together. Okay, so I have this one on. I would go ahead and blend my coil inside here. I'm just going to do a little section of it and then move on. But you would blend the left part, or the left side to the left and the right to the right, so you get something that looks like that. Okay, so now we're ready to put the next wall on, but we have to think about, okay, where is this going to go? If we look at this, all of these are the exact same size, okay, because we use the same pattern. What we need to do, if you look at this little drawing, is every side, okay, has the same thing on it. And so I've drawn this as this is a long piece, okay, and this is a slab. So then the next piece goes onto the side of it, okay, and so then you turn, right? And it's the same thing, long, short, not right in the middle, long, short, right, long, short. So every single side looks the same when you look at it. Okay, so do you see where I see that? Long, short. Yeah? Long, short. Okay, so at least one person does. Okay, so if I'm looking at it here, I would tell myself, I would look at this side and I would say, okay, now it could be the back, opposite of this. It could be short, long. So then when I turn it over here, I'm looking short. So I need a piece that's going to go right here. Okay, that's how you get a pattern that has one like piece to it together. Okay, where they're all going to fit, and this is going to be a square instead of a funky rectangle. Okay, so I've got to look at this short, long, short, long. So I'm going to score and slip this. So I am getting the side of this one ready. Okay, here. And then I would do the same thing back on this one. Now we have to think about what we're doing to this clay as we are using it and as we are trying to combine these. Think about if you take a piece of metal, like you have a piece of metal wire, if you bend it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, eventually it breaks, right? Okay, so same thing with this. If you bend this wall back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, eventually you are going to cut this in half. Okay, so you have to be careful with how you are using this, because you could very well turn one of these sides into two pieces, which we don't want to do. Okay, so I'm ready to go ahead and put this one on. So I'm going to hold this upright and kind of push this in wherever it sticks. And then this is going to curve in and attach. And let me pick this up and show you. Okay, so you can see this part, how it attaches here. I still have this section on this side that needs to be like curved in. So let's see if I can do it this way where you can see it. Okay, so it's still upright, it's still missing, but if we curve these walls, okay, these will bend out, and now this will fit on top, or fit together. So all of these are like turning and going outward. Okay, and then I can look and I can see, I see short and then long, and I turn this way, I see short and then long, and so then the next one, I would see short, and then I would have a piece that would go right here, so it would go on the back of this one, and the top, or the side of that one.